Opening scene. A sweeping view of colonial America with images of British rule and the first American settlers. Narrator. The American Revolution. A revolution that not only transformed a group of colonies but altered the course of history. But what made this revolution necessary, and what consequences did it have on the world? Cut to host, speaking directly to the camera. Host. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're diving deep into the causes and effects of the American Revolution. Why did the American colonies decide to fight against the British Empire? And how did this revolution shape the future of the world? Let's find out. Cut to visuals of colonial life and British Empire. Host. To understand why the American colonies wanted independence, we need to look at a few key factors. First, the British Empire's control over its American colonies was intense. After the 7 Years' War, Britain was in massive debt. To solve this, they decided to impose taxes on the colonies. Cut to visuals of the Stamp Act and tea taxes. Host. In 1765, Britain introduced the Stamp Act, which required colonists to pay a tax on almost all printed materials, newspapers, legal documents, even playing cards. The problem? The colonists had no representation in the British Parliament. They had no say in these taxes, and they believed it was unfair. Cut to visuals of protests and pamphlets. Host. Protests erupted across the colonies. The famous slogan, "No taxation without representation," captured the anger of the people. Colonists began to demand their rights and question British authority. Tensions rose, and the British responded by imposing even more taxes, such as the Tea Act of 1773, which led to the iconic Boston Tea Party. Cut to visuals of the Boston Tea Party. Host. In 1773, a group of colonists disguised as Native Americans dumped 342 chests of tea into Boston Harbor to protest the Tea Act. The British response was swift and harsh, passing the Intolerable Acts, which closed Boston's port and stripped the colonies of certain freedoms. This pushed the colonists even closer to rebellion. Cut to visuals of the Continental Congress. Host. In 1774, the First Continental Congress met to discuss how to respond to the British actions, and by 1775, the colonies were on the brink of war. The first shots were fired at Lexington and Concord in April 1775, and the American Revolution had officially begun. Cut to host again. Host. Now, let's talk about the effects of the revolution. The most obvious effect was that the American colonies won their independence from Britain. In 1783, the Treaty of Paris officially recognized the United States as an independent nation. Cut to visuals of the U.S. Constitution. Host. But the impact didn't stop there. The revolution inspired the creation of a